Hello. So what I want to talk about today, let me just remove that. There we go. So what I want to talk about today is enjoying the process and a large emphasis I put on my coaching practice and on my perspective with regard to fitness and nutrition and all that is that you need to be able to enjoy it, and that, there's no point doing it if you don't enjoy it. And I think that comes from obviously there being so much emphasis out there about doing the extremes and doing things that are really hard. And I guess the point I'm always wanting to make is it doesn't need to be impossibly hard. It doesn't need to be difficult. And you can actually find a way to enjoy it and find a way to fit it into your life, that where it's not kind of a conflict for you and where you can enjoy doing it. I'll try and not use the word enjoy about 10 times. But there's also kind of a line with that where, you're not necessarily going to enjoy doing everything, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be doing it. So, there's going to be some days where you don't want to do something, but you should still do it because, the benefit of doing that outweighs the effort and the whatever it takes to do the thing we're talking about. And I think the kind of conflation between the two ideas is that, there's either the one extreme message of, oh, you really need to enjoy what you're doing. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, don't do it. When actually there's also the other side. There's the other extreme of, you shouldn't be enjoying it. It should be hard work. That kind of side of things. Whereas you kind of want to be in the middle somewhere, because obviously, enjoying it is the key factor in order to be consistent with something, but you also need to have a level of discipline whereby, you're not always going to enjoy going for a run, or, if you are trying to lose weight, to lose fat, you're going to have to accept that it is going to be difficult, but it doesn't need to be impossible. And there are going to be times when you're hungry, and or you want to eat a certain food but you can't fit it into your calories, or you've gone over your calories and you find it really difficult and you're struggling with motivation. There's going to be times like that, but it doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. It doesn't mean that you should be taking a different approach that you enjoy more. Obviously it does if it's an extreme level, but you need to have a level of discipline where you can kind of just accept the fact that there's a difference between enjoyment, and I guess there's a difference between enjoyment from sitting on the sofa at the end of the day with enjoyment from pain. And for example, I enjoy at the end of my day after a hard day's work and whatever, sitting on the sofa after a shower and having dinner. That is comfort. I love it. But I also enjoy the feeling I have after I've gone for a run / towards the end of a run. I also enjoy being really in the zone when I'm training in the gym and really pushing myself. But they're two different types of enjoyment. And I think we have this one kind of overarching concept of enjoyment, and that we should feel comfort doing something, when actually the two ideas are conflicting, because, well, why are you going to enjoy getting your heart rate up to 180 BPM, feeling like you can't breathe, some days not being able to eat as much as you want to eat? It's not necessarily an enjoyable process at times, but you've got to realise that in order to reach the goal that you're wanting to reach, you have to kind of sacrifice certain things. But I guess the overall point being that you don't need to sacrifice your whole life. You don't need to sacrifice everything, but you need to find a balance between the two. And some days you aren't really motivated to do things, some days you don't want to do anything, but it's about on them days making sure that you do them anyway, despite how you feel. And when you've been able to detach how you feel towards doing something and whether or not you do it, that's when you've kind of really hit the nail on the head, and when you've really kind of grasped the discipline with regard to fitness and nutrition, and I guess just general life, because it does apply. When you're able to put aside your emotions to how you feel about doing something. For example, take me for example, I woke up this morning, didn't particularly want to go for a run, feeling quite tired at the moment, quite lethargic, and it was cold outside, and in my head I was like, I don't really need to go, and I only really run because I enjoy it. And then I was like, well, no, because that's not just why I run, because obviously I don't necessarily enjoy, probably don't enjoy 80% of the time I'm running, but I do enjoy the feeling I get from it, and I do enjoy the discipline I have with it, and I enjoy the benefit it gives me cardiovascularly. I enjoy working towards a goal with it. But I also, obviously, there has to be a level of enjoyment within the process to continue doing it, but it's that understanding that there are different forms of enjoyment. And I guess this is an issue with the English language, in that we don't have, specific terms to, I guess, define our feelings. But I guess enjoyment from exercise and being on it with your nutrition is probably more of a sadistic enjoyment, whereby you're enjoying the fact that it's hard, you're enjoying the fact that you've pushed through it and that you've managed to succeed, versus enjoying being in your comfort zone and not doing anything. And I just think that we seem to have kind of, as a society, a faulty belief whereby motivation, motivation is the feeling of wanting to do something. And that is a great feeling, and, it probably should be the majority of the time you're feeling pretty content with what you're doing and not having so much resistance about it. But, you can't just rely on being motivated to do things, because you're not going to be motivated all the time to do anything. And, you need to be able to put aside your emotions, and, even if you don't want to do something, doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. And I think it's kind of finding that fine line in your brain and in your thought process and your perspective on life as to where you draw the line between don't really enjoy doing it, but I should do it in order to get the goal I want, which I will enjoy getting, / I really hate this, / I really, really enjoy doing nothing all day in the moment, but I don't enjoy what it brings me. Well, let's not do that. Do you know what I mean? It's really difficult to, I guess, define. And I guess I'm partially not worried, but I don't want my message to come across as, I was speaking to Kate, one of the clients on, you're probably watching this, Kate, hi, one of my friends. That bloody lawnmower, please, I hope you can't hear that. That is so loud, and how rude. Anyway, about how, I think there's a point at which obviously you should enjoy things, but with regard to something like losing fat, your body doesn't want to lose fat, mate, and that is going to be difficult. But I think the point I'm trying to preach is that it doesn't need to be as difficult as all the other fitness influencers and all the other big diet brands out there make it out to be, that you don't need to go on some extreme 2-week water fast, you don't need to cut out anything, you don't need to cut out carbs, you don't need to cut out alcohol, you can fit it into your life. But doesn't mean to say it's going to be easy, doesn't mean to say it's not going to be difficult, but it means it doesn't need to be as extreme and as difficult as people make it out to be. I think that's the point I'm trying to make. And I don't want, because my videos, my trainings, and I guess my general message and my general ethos in life is that, you've got to do something that you enjoy, because if you don't, then what's the point? And I think there's a level of where you have your own autonomy, and where you take the pressure off yourself. So you don't, instead of saying to yourself, I need to do this, I need to go for a run, or I need to eat this many calories a day, you make the choice to do that yourself. No one's actually forcing you to do it ultimately. You make the choice to do it for yourself because you want the results out of it, and you want to do it for yourself. And when you kind of give yourself complete autonomy to do that, I think when there's less pressure, you then want to do it yourself, and then you kind of enjoy the process because you don't feel like you should be doing, or that you have to be doing it. I have popcorn in my teeth, I'm really sorry. Anyway, but the point being was that it's now in my mouth. Okay, we'll just say ignore this is happening. I'm not going to cut this out. I was speaking to my friend Kate about it, and we were saying that obviously there is a certain point where, I don't really enjoy doing cardio, or I don't, for example, okay, let's ignore the cardio option, let's go with eating. So there's a big movement on Instagram about, don't be obsessed with calories, and don't, track your calories, and just eat what you want, which, yeah, agree with, because, you should never be obsessed with it, and it should never completely rule your life. However, there's certain periods in your life where you're going to have to apply different things, and if you're looking to lose weight, you are going to have to consider your calories. And if you don't want to consider them, that's fine, but you've also got to accept that you're not going to lose the weight you want to lose if you're not considering your calories. And it's finding that fine line between accepting it's going to be difficult and weighing up the the effort versus reward of what you want to achieve. And I think, like going back to the Instagram message, I think there's a lot of messages out there that are really, obviously, really extreme, or the complete opposite of, you don't need to do anything at all. You can just live how you want to live, and which is obviously very true, but you can just do things that satisfy you, that please you, eat what you want, eat what you enjoy, have that chocolate, have the ice cream, which I fully agree with. But then it also kind of conflates this message in people's heads that every single thing you do, you should enjoy it, or else it's wrong, and or else you're putting too much pressure on yourself, and or else you're living a life and you're forcing yourself to do things, when actually there is a fine line in the middle where, yes, you should be enjoying what you're doing, you should enjoy what you are doing, but then there's also a point where I don't really enjoy, I don't know, I can't think of an example. There's also a point where, let's say you don't particularly enjoy doing, let's just say you don't enjoy walking, and you need to hit 10,000 steps a day to get your NEAT to a certain level to help you be in a deficit. And you say, I don't enjoy walking, so I'm not going to walk at all. And it's like, okay. And then you say, I don't enjoy doing cardio. And And it's like, oh right, okay, well what can you do instead? Oh, I don't want to cut my calories either. And it's like, okay, well, you know, you're not going to get to the place you want to get. And this is a very large ramble, but it's finding that fine line between enjoyment and discomfort. And in the middle is where you want to be. You don't want to be either extremes, but I think sometimes the message can get conflicted in that you should be enjoying everything that you're doing. You're not going to enjoy everything you do. I don't really enjoy going for a run, to be honest, all the time, but I enjoy the feeling of, towards the end of the run, I enjoy the feeling I have after I've ran, and I enjoy, you know, the stats on my Strava and my Garmin, and I enjoy progressing them. I enjoy going to the gym because I enjoy getting stronger, I enjoy the feeling it provides me. I enjoy eating well because I enjoy feeling energised. And you've got to kind of frame your perspective in that way rather than putting pressure on yourself to do something, and the constant strive for everything to just gratify your, you know, instant, I guess the need for everything to meet your short-term gratification response. And not everything's going to make you instantly happy, not everything's going to be instantly comfortable, but it doesn't mean it's bad, doesn't mean it's wrong, but it's finding the fine line between that. And I don't think I've articulated that very well, but hopefully the kind of point that I'm trying to get across has come across, of you need to be somewhere in the middle, and obviously the middle is the hardest bit to be. And for me personally, I've been at both extremes, and I think you do need to go to extremes of anything to kind of then, I guess, reach equilibrium and come back to the middle and then find the balance between everything. But it is difficult, but it's something to be aware of, because I think there's a lot of approaches and people out there and methods, whatever, that promote two extremes, and you don't have to be either. You can be in the middle. Point being, if you don't enjoy doing something, you'll really know if you hate it and you don't want to do it. But you'll also know if you don't enjoy doing something, but you should do it, and it will help you get towards the goal you want. You know, you're very aware of which case it is. You know, if it's a case of I hate it and I hate it, and it's not going to mean, you know, it's not going to mean I can be consistent with it because I hate doing it. / I don't really enjoy doing it, but I want X goal, so I'm just going to, you know, shut off my emotions and put myself through it, kind of thing. Anyway, that was a very long ramble. That was, wow, 12 minutes. Okay. Yeah, hopefully that was some kind of use. I mean, I think I just chatted in Chinese, and hopefully you didn't hear the lawnmower guy, because he's still mowing the lawn. Not mowing the lawn. He's got like I would show him, but I think that's against GDPR. But, yeah. Anyway, but let me know your thoughts. I'm going to try and write an article on this to try and articulate it better, because I think it's, like I said, I think the English language just doesn't permit very good explanations of enjoyment with regard to sofa versus running, for example. But yeah, hopefully this was informative and not a waste of 30 minutes if you're still here, and I will see you later.